Good morning, folks. It's Monday, August 21st. On Friday, we told you that on RK and IWM, either that's a great buying opportunity if you had the guts to do it, or we're on the precipice of a drop down further. And those who had the guts to do it, it hit our target to the penny. Look at that perfect bounce off the 200-day moving average at 39.50. Really unbelievable how it does that so accurately. Okay, so now we're getting a bounce this morning, not only because of the technical bounce off RK, but PanW had good earnings. Tesla, Baird came out with an upgrade on it, $300 price target. PanW, by the way, it was mixed results. They guided higher on earnings. The revenue was lower than analysts expected. So it was mixed results, and but you can see it just erased everything that that this whole big drop it had. It just erased that. That was from the Fortinet. Fortinet having bad earnings, and then speculation that, oh my God, CEO said he learned his lesson about that. They're not going to do Friday afternoon PRs anymore. But this stock is right up here against the 50-day moving average. I'm not sure that it's going to head past that because it was mixed results. Even the guidance was mixed. Only EPS higher than analyst expectations, not revenue. But nonetheless, a 12% move helping to lift. You know, you have multiple pillars helping to lift. Now that's sentiment helping to lift RK, not only a technical bounce, they get the sentiment. Now you have added sentiment from Tesla helping this RK bounce this morning. So that's causing all these risk assets to go up. Also, you have NVIDIA earnings. NVIDIA earnings coming up Wednesday. Looks like people are real excited, and that could be good for SMCI. Look at these risk assets. ACHR riding perfectly, beautifully up the 20-day moving average. This is like the best performing tech stock. Really been unbelievable. Kathy Woods keeps buying stock in ACHR. That's something maybe we got to consider getting back into at some point. So look at this, a relative strength. We've had relative strength on Uber, on Rivian. So those are all poised to have good days. Celsius, really high quality company, which took a beating for a few days, maybe on track to get a little bit of a bounce here. So big cap growth tech stocks are in favor right now this morning. However, okay, let's take a look at a few things. SPY. Okay, SPY, it was just shy of our target of 432, went to 433. We're looking for 432 the last few days, so we missed that by $1, and now it's bouncing. However, take a look at this. 50 DMA, right? That's a really important level I'm looking at. We're below the 50 DMA. As long as we stay below the 50 DMA, I'm thinking that this is not going to last, okay? So maybe we get to 444. By the way, you see that bearish moving average cross trying to form on SPY. So maybe this can make a move towards 444. By the way, also ARK has a bearish moving cross forming as well. There it is. That looks even uglier at 2050. So I'm a little suspicious how long this bounce can hold, especially we have Jackson Hole on Friday. So beware Jackson Hole on Friday. This all really accelerated. Obviously, we had Fitch come out the night of July 31st, but we also have had PPI that came in hot. And since PPI came in hot, bonds have been crashing, yields have been going up, and that's bad for risk assets. And that's what's been driving the market down. So what Powell says on Friday at Jackson Hole is going to be very important in terms of interest rate expectations. Right now, it looks like folks are thinking the market's going to be heading down. That's what it looks like to me. Bearish cross. Now you see the bearish cross actually formed on RK right here. So that was Friday when it was touching. Now today the data's in, and it looks like that bearish cross is actually happening. So I'm looking forward to a nice bounce today, maybe the next couple days, maybe for a few days on RK and SPY. But right now, as of now, until things change, until we get maybe more data from inflation data or whatever happens at Jackson Hole to change my mind. For the moment, I'm thinking this is kind of in a way, like a bear market rally or a dead cat bounce, however you want to think of it, right? But we're going to be open to new data every day, willing to change our minds every day as new data comes in. But that's how I look at it right now. In the meantime, these are the stocks that I think can perform well today, especially SMCI. And NVIDIA's come up a long way over here. Compared to NVIDIA. It's held up much better. And SMCI has just been taken to the woodshed, and it hasn't bounced nearly as much as NVIDIA has. And I think valuation-wise, it's very cheap. I think it's actually cheaper than NVIDIA. So I think SMCI is something to consider going into NVIDIA earnings on Wednesday. And so all of these could have great days, all right? Tesla, NVIDIA, I'm not so sure about right now. It's had a big move right here already. Be careful with that. But Tesla, SMCI, ACHR, Uber, Rivian, Palantir, Celsius, all these could have good days. Now, moving over to some smaller caps that we've had high conviction in. Um, by the way, Sabre had a little bit of news this morning. Part of this refinancing some of their debt, moving their debt out a few more years. So I'm not sure the significance of this. They basically gave an update on how much was redeemed, how much was moved over to 2028, it looks like, and how much they'll have to pay in cash. So an update on that. Maybe combined with the market bounce, it's going to be a good catalyst, especially since it's been above all key moving averages also. In a way, like ACHR, one of the few stocks that's been above all key moving averages. So maybe that'll be a catalyst to take the stock up. But I just don't know enough about how those that works and whether it's good news or bad news to be definitive about whether Sabre will have a good day today. But take a look at it. Now, Apron. Apron had probably the best week of like any tech stock that I follow last week. As the market was going down, Apron kept going up. Okay. This is like a perfect storm brewing on Apron, I believe. Oh wow! Someone was at the ask at $9 and they dumped into the 885 bid. So now the $9 is going on Apron. So, but in any case, this is a perfect. I've ever seen a stock that is like a 28% short. It's kind of like a meme stock in terms of it was like trending on StockTwits last week, very high. It's a number one short squeeze candidate that's coming up on a lot of lists. Yet at the same time, they're debt free, and a lot of fundamentalists in our community really like this stock. And I talked to more people over the weekend who are fundamental investors, and they're like, yeah, everything checks off from a fundamental perspective. So when have you ever seen a stock that fundamentally checks off with 28% short, no debt, and the retail crowd loves it, and everyone's looking for a short squeeze? This is something, man. This chart's not accurate because this pop here, this is a reverse split, so I can't show you the full chart situation. But I think based on conversations I've had with many people, fundamentalists, technical analysts, I'm looking for, and my own analysis is as well that I did once after the Fresh Realm deal, I'm looking for 15 to 20 on Apron, 15 to 20. And you never know when it can happen. It could happen fast. I was thinking that we'd need another catalyst for that to happen, but the way things are developing, this could just turn into a technical short squeeze because of the really strong strength and just like everyone's on board, every type of investor really believing this is going to head on up. So keep Apron very high in your watch list. All right, we're holding Overstock at a big loss and just hoping this RK bounce will help things move up. To be honest with you, until we get a catalyst to differentiate itself, it's just probably going to move with ARK. So maybe if we get a dead cat bounce or something, maybe it can move to 29 here in the next few days. But really, I'm waiting for a press release from Overstock to tell us how well Bed Bath & Beyond is doing. And by the way, I was using their app yesterday, and their app rankings have been still hanging in there pretty strong. Let's see what it's at this morning. Early morning, they don't. Oh, wow, it's 8. Back to 8. Wow, that's amazing. The app rankings have been incredible on Bed Bath & Beyond. They're going to have incredible sales numbers. We don't know if they're going to wait for the quarter to end or whether they're going to issue a press release with an intermediary update, but I think things are looking good longer term for Overstock. PSQH had some relative strength last week. I'm still holding on to this. I still think the catalyst is good. We're waiting for them to get very high exposure on Tucker Carlson soon. All right. So I'm just holding on to that. That's also like a 15 plus target after we did the technical analysis with Rex last week. He was actually looking, I was really looking for like 1350 to 15. And Rex is like, Ben, if you break 1350, you're going to like 20. All right. Or 30. So I'm like, all right, let's see. Maybe we'll get 15 to 20 out of PSQH. Yatra, I really like this very near term. Very strong relative strength last week. Catalyst any day on the IPO in India. I think you have a $3 technical resistance level up here. I think you could get a move just on anticipation to 275 to 3, but you'd need IPO pricing to get something closer to 4, which is what my colleague hopefully wants. But he's not going to get that until we get clarity on IPO pricing. Then maybe we get something towards 4. But just on the event anticipation, this little cup forming right here, a little cup breakout trying to form right here, we could see 275 to 3 ahead of the news on the pricing of that IPO. That's Yatra. LAP held up strong. Not as good as I wanted, but the market was just terrible last week. Given the fact that the market was terrible, I think it did hold up relatively strong. We have this open red candle, which is very rare for this stock. Okay, there's only been like a few cases. I went back like looking like 9 months, and there were only like 2 or 3 open candles. And most of the time, well, out of 3 times, twice it did well after that. So we'll see what happens here, but I still like the story. Nothing's changed for me. And maybe a little bounce in RK will help get this into our target zone of 150 to 175 on LAP. Quick, still like that. Did some homework with some fundamental investors over the weekend and validated my thesis on this. So we're going to be holding Quick strong for a move to 950 plus. Don't know how long it will take. Market conditions definitely have a lot to do with that. So let's take a look to see if there's any news that I missed here since we started the show. Okay, Sabre and Scandinavian Airlines expand relationship to include NDC content for. Again, I don't know Sabre very well. I don't know how important this deal is, but now you have 2 catalysts this morning, so maybe we can get a move on Sabre. Those of you who are familiar with Sabre, let us know what you think. I definitely want to hear what you think of these 2 catalysts on Sabre. Clearfield improves first pass yield in fiber networks by expanding product line to include ClearPass dust cap. Does not seem material to me. Let's see what else we got. U.S. Air Force adopts C3 AI to conserve fuel use, increase flight efficiency. I bet AI is flying. Oh my gosh, AI is up 3%. That's big news. AI Air Force news here, 31.47. Wow, this might have a fun day. $31.47. Really strong catalyst. You got technical resistance, I guess, at like $34, 34 to 36. I'm going to put AI towards the top of the list for today for a trade. Wow, that's pretty cool. All right, and let's now try to organize things here. Let me move AI towards the top of the list, and we'll make some decisions on what we think might do the best today. All right, so got AI. We're going to move that towards the top. Okay, so we got AI towards the top, and then I got to put Apron up here, short squeeze candidate towards the top, and Yatra I'm going to put up there, maybe in the top 5. Now everything else here, I think it's just going to move. They could all have great days, but all of these are like they're going to move with RK. Okay, whether it be Tesla. Well, you know what? I'm going to differentiate SMCI a little bit because of the catalyst. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So like these other ones that are lower on the list, they could do great today, but it's just simply because of the market bounce, right? ACHR, Uber, Rivian, Palantir, Celsius, Overstock as well is going to move with the RK in the market. So all that's going to move with the market. What could potentially differentiate? I'm going to go with AI, Apron, Yatra, SMCI, and what's our 5th one going to be here? Our 5th one is going to be. I'm going to go. I just don't know enough. Maybe Sabre will do well. I just don't know enough about those 2 catalysts. I'm hoping LAP will do great. I'm going to move LAP a little bit higher. So let's move LAP up here. That was just a crazy catalyst. Okay, we're going to move that into. I'm going to move that into the 6. Well, all right. I'm not sure if LAP, ACHR make them 5, 6. All right. I think we're going to lock it in here. Apron, AI, Yatra, SMCI, then I'm going to switch LAP with ACHR. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. That's your list for today. Apron, AI, Yatra, SMCI, LAP, ACHR. But be careful. I think this could be an opportunity the next few days to raise some cash into Jackson Hole. And also, if we reach those resistance levels on SPY 444, might be an opportunity to buy some puts. This is already pulling back. Look at that. So if we reach 444, it could be a time to buy some puts or short the market a little bit. So we're going to lock it in right here. All right. Apron AI, Yatra, SMCI, LAP, ACHR. And we're going to be watching RK. Thanks, everyone. We'll be back at 1 p.m. Please spread the word, storytrading.com/YouTube. We'll see you then. Take care.